Absolution is the odd one out among Hitman games. It's different from the original Hitmans and different from the recent trilogy. But one game it seems similar to is 007 First Light. Don't get me wrong, Absolution is a stealth game, but when you turn it into an action title, it doesn't feel completely wrong because it had actual non-sneaky gameplay mechanics like fake surrender, which usually ends up with you holding an enemy hostage and shooting everyone else, a Deadeye-like mechanic allowing you to take out multiple enemies at once, cover system for the first time in a Hitman, brutal melee combat even though it is quick time events. Also, it had a lot of action set pieces, not to the extent of an Uncharted, but again, it's not a thing in any other Hitmans. First Light is probably gonna have a lot of these kind of set pieces. I cannot imagine a Bond game without the world falling apart around Bond only for him to get up and say something witty. Which leads me to the next similarity. This is of course only from pre-release gameplay, so I could be wrong. But First Light seems to have a more linear mission design, at least some missions, which I am looking forward to because Absolution is by far the most linear Hitman and I love it. Some missions are linear, some are classic Hitman, which seems to be the case with First Light as well. The first mission in Absolution is amazing from start to finish and it is very linear. You pretty much have to follow one path. This means devs focus more on that one path, making it interesting, which bodes well for a Bond game especially. That's why I don't mind if First Light is more restrictive and linear than Hitman. For a Bond game, setting up crazy action sequences is exactly what you want. Absolution was a failure of sorts. Longtime Hitman fans didn't like it, so IO Interactive went back to huge open playgrounds with tons and tons and tons of creative ways to finish the job. That's what made the series. Silent Assassin and Blood Money are legendary because of that. I love those two games, but you know what? I love Absolution too. The plot stuck with me for 14 years now. Agent 47 looks like an absolute villain in the best possible way. The soundtrack is amazing. The tone is darker, almost Max Payne-like. Sometimes missions continue like a TV show. I felt like I was binging a thriller when I was capturing this footage. It's super intense, combines stealth and already intense genre to a very heavy plot, and I was exhausted after playing for an hour. If you've never played a Hitman, Absolution is a wonderful place to start. It has classic Hitman missions in between where you have a lot of ways to approach the mission, but when you're starting off, the game introduces you to the world of Hitman very well. The first mission is, as I said, perfection. I know if you are a die-hard Hitman fan, it's not what you play these games for, but it is pretty good, just different. That is another thing. I like pretty much every mission, which is very rare for me. Even in Silent Assassin, I didn't look forward to a few maps, but Absolution's maps are very well made. This was a personal story for Agent 47. It's not just you going to different parts of the world and taking guys out because the game told you to. Everything has a purpose, characters are memorable, villains to henchmen. Another Bond thing, an old white guy is the villain and he has a ginormous sidekick who keeps smacking Agent 47 around for the entire game almost. Seriously, if they had added some more action, some more hair onto 47's head, this could have been 007 First Light. If you're itching to play First Light, get this game, seriously. I know it's old, but it is worth it. Every time I play a game from when I was younger, I'm let down. They aren't as good as I remember. They have unplayable gameplay mechanics or they are downright outdated. But going back to Absolution, it's just as good as I remember. I remember maps being bigger. That's the only thing that has changed for the worse. This was one of the first games where I was reading every article, looking up every gameplay showcase before release. Then I played it, loved it, and now a decade and a half later, I'm doing it for another IO Interactive title. The only negative thing I can think of is it isn't as replayable as other Hitmans. If you're okay with that, pick it up. It's a relatively short game that has no dull moments. It's good from start to finish. And you'll probably be done before First Light comes out. Click the video on screen to see the big 3 stealth titles Metal Gear Solid, Splinter Cell and Hitman compared. For now, like, comment and subscribe. If you enjoyed this one, I am sure you will enjoy future videos as well. Thanks for watching and have a great day wherever you are.